to Ruby Moss Cottage, episode 3. I'm so excited. This has been quite a process to get number 3 out. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Joyce, and this is a podcast about crafting, knitting, crocheting, sewing, paint by number, spinning. I'm just trying to think of all the things that I do. Gardening when it's gardening season. Just a little bit of the happenings going on around our cottage here. It's a fun place, and I hope that you will enjoy hanging out with me for the next half hour, 45 minutes or so. I'm the main maker here at the cottage. My husband is the financer, but we all know that behind every successful man is one amazing woman, or is it a crazy woman? We'll go with amazing. One amazing woman is behind every successful man. But speaking of crazy, it can get crazy around here at times with all the grandies running around, and they're here a lot, which we love. It's crazy and it's messy and it's lived in, and that's just the way we like it. But yesterday I did this. I podcast. I was trying to set up in another area of the house because some people have asked to see my paint by numbers. And so I thought, well, I have one wall where there's a couple of them on, about 4 or 5. And then I have some others in other areas of my house. But I thought, I will podcast in the living room, and I'll have the paint by numbers in behind me so everyone can see them. Well, I didn't do a trial run, and so the lighting was horrible. There were 2 windows in behind me, and it just wasn't working. I got the whole thing done, and I wasn't happy with it. So I decided, you know what, let's scrap that one and let's redo it today. So here we are, and hopefully back to our setup will work a little better. So we're ready to roll. I want to start by telling you everything that's out of my bags, and I'm going to start with this, the obvious, the elephant in the room, because it's warm and I want to get it off my neck. Anyway, this is my Find Your Fade shawl. This thing is huge. I'm going to have to learn how to wrap it. I was just in the bathroom just fooling with it and thought, oh, you know what, let's just go with it. This thing is so big. It wraps and wraps and wraps and wraps and wraps and wraps. But oh my goodness, I love it. It is going to be so comfortable for the winter and warm, but even spring, I think with a sundress or on a cool summer evenings, this is beautiful. I finished it up and got it blocked. I put it on my Instagram, so if you follow me there, I posted it on Ravelry, but I didn't post any of the the yarns and stuff yet. I'm so bad about posting on Ravelry but anyway, I'm trying to pull it up so you can keep seeing. I know you've seen this before, so it doesn't matter if how many of the colors. I'm telling you, on a video, there's just no good way to post it or to show it. But anyway, if you'll go to my Instagram page, you can see a better picture of it. I had so much fun doing this. It was a blast. I want to make another one for in lighter summer colors. Maybe I think it would be beautiful if it was all in creams. But then again, I'm a colorful person, so I don't know if what I have in my head thinks, oh, that'll be pretty, but then it'd probably wash me out and it wouldn't really be that great. But this is the Find Your Fade shawl out of my bags. Then the second thing, I have 2 things out of my bags. The second thing out of my bag is my Little Bobbins Knits Christmas Eve cast on. Done. So I finished these probably the last week of January. Not too bad. Cast on December 24th, finished mid to late January. This yarn I'd never used before. It is the Cascade some kind of prince, and I did not write it down, so I'm not even going to be able to tell you what it is. But the colorway, it's okay. Kind of reminds me of Mardi Gras, but it feels really nice. I love the feel of it. So heritage prints, that's what it is. So yeah, I'm glad I have them. I don't know that definitely wouldn't choose a colorway like, I don't know. I like the feel of them. They're great. I did the rounded toe cast on, and then I used the main part of the sock pattern is the Spice Man pattern. I think I talked about it before. I really like the fit of the heel with that. But yeah, so that's progress. Works out of my bag. Not works in progress. They're FOs. They're finished objects. Works out of my bag. So that was nice to get 2 things off of my needles, out of my bags, so I could clear up space for more projects in my bags. I've really been struggling with my knitting. After I finished that Find Your Fade shawl, I'm not going to lie, it was really nice finishing it. It was like, I was glad to be finally done. It's one of those projects, you love it. I loved every minute of it. I woke up in the mornings, could not wait to start knitting on that Find Your Fade. Loved work, every chance I could, I was working on that. But as much as I loved doing it, as equally, I wanted to get it done. It got to that point where all shawls get, where you, is this ever going to get finished? Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy doing it. It got to that stage. So I was happy to have it off of my needles, but then everything I picked up, it was just, I had no knitting mojo. I mean, I literally could not get in a knitting groove. I'd work on this, and I'd work on that, and I'd work on this. And it just wasn't happening for me. I picked up that Book People shawl that I showed you in episode 1, and what I thought I was going to love, and I think I'll probably still do that pattern, but the yarn and the pattern just weren't working together. So I thought, you know what? I loved that Find Your Fade shawl so much. Life is too short to spend working on things that I don't really just get my kicks out of. So I just frogged that Book People shawl, and I thought, it's not for me now. Maybe another time, it's not for me now. So I'll put the yarn in stash, waiting for it to tell me what it wants to be. But I had fun going through Ravelry and just looking through all of my favorites, looking through some of your favorites, trying to figure out what it was I wanted to do, what would get my mojo back, to get me excited to get back into the crafting groove. So I picked a few, and what I'm going to show you, these are not in my bags yet. However, they're going to be in my bags. So it's future. Some of them I have yarn ordered for. That's the one I'll start with. I have yarn ordered, and it should be here. It's already shipped. But I'm going to do this Bluebells by Kate Davies. I'm going to make it into a cardigan. So I'm going to do steeking, which is on my list of things that I wanted to do this year. I wanted to do steeking, and I wanted to do brioche. I've done neither one. So it's going to be a year of learning for me. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to steek it. And I ordered the yarn that they used, the Jameson. I think it's called Jameson and Smith. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Jameson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight. So I ordered that. So it's on its way. So that is going to be hopefully in my bags the next time I podcast. But I just love that. So that's going to be in my bag, my future bags. Then for the brioche, I'll show you what the brioche. It's not here. Where did that thing disappear to? There it is. Yes, it is. It's a pattern by Andrea Mowry, who designed the Find Your Fade shawl. So this is called the Brioche-alicious hat. I'm going to move that in. that. I'm going to use stash for this. I think I've got some, I've been looking, I haven't pulled the yarn specifically, but I have stash for this. So I'm going to take an Etsy class. She suggests taking an Etsy class on brioche knitting. It's called the Craftsy Class Explorations in Brioche Knitting. So I'm going to take that by Nancy Merchant. Yeah, it's Nancy Merchant's Craftsy Class. So I'm going to take that to help me out because I hear this is hard. I've done the fisherman's rib in some leggings that I did. So I think they're similar, and that was a little tricky at times. So I'm going to take that class. So this is what I'm going to do. That's going to be in my future bags. And then this is out there. I don't know if you watch Christy Glass. I'm sorry, Christy Glass, her knitting podcast is called Christy Glass Knits. Full of energy. I just love her. Anyway, she has this pinguano that she's been wearing, and it's a pattern by Stephen West. Enough said. I fell in love with that. When I saw that on her, I was just like, oh, I have to have that. So, bought the pattern, and I'm going to go through my stash. I think I've got a lot of scraps I've got a cabinet full of scraps that wouldn't go, it's not fingering weight, that would go into my blankets. But I think I have enough. And this is not a good picture of it, because if I were going by this, I would have never chose this pattern. But I am so in love with this pattern. Crazy Stephen West. Oh, and let me tell you, I saw him at Rhinebeck, and like a geeky, nerdy fangirl, I asked if I could have a picture made with him. And he was so kind. I mean, I know he thought, bless your heart. But anyway, he did. He took a picture with me. And you know what? I was so freaked out. I didn't even stop to have a conversation with him. I'm just like, I just walked off. I was like, if I could get that moment back in time, I would, oh, what a knitting inspiration. And here I'm just all about me. Let me get my picture with you. Oh, let me put it on Instagram so everybody can see how exciting this is. And I got my picture made with Stephen West. Sometimes I wonder. Anyway, that was a rant about nothing. I'm going to do this. I'm so excited about this. Christy, I think, mainly wears hers around the house, which is what I would do. It depends on how it turns out. But I definitely, oh my gosh, talk about a throw and go. And bright colors. Oh my goodness. And for the size I need, I think I'm going to do the smallest that they have because it's huge. And I don't need any help there. So they suggest fingering, if I'm reading this right. I'm gonna message Christy and find out. But I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that's my dream knitting. I think those three things, I think I will just love getting up again and working on my knitting, and just, I think it'll just drive me to be more creative. I'm learning more things. So here's the thing. If you are interested in any of these patterns, either the Pinguano, the Briolicious, or the Bluebells, let's knit them together. I think that would be fun. It's not going to be an official knit along unless we would get a lot of people, and then I probably would open up a Ravelry group, which I kept thinking, oh, you know, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I have enough people. But I've had so much fun conversing back and forth with all of you, either through YouTube or Ravelry or Instagram, that I've even had some of, well, no, I haven't talked to a few of you versus my email, but it originated in YouTube or Instagram. But I thought, you know, why this dialogue one-on-one when it could be a community of help, you know? And so I'm really thinking about that. You can give me your feedback, but if we would get a big enough response to do this, then I would definitely do a Ravelry group to where we could talk about it. We could, because these are not going to be, steaking is not easy, brioche is not easy. I don't think this pinguano is going to be that easy. So it might be nice to have just little groups or threads, I think they call them, to talk back and forth and to encourage each other and show all the different colors that we're picking. But there again, I need to have a big enough response to validate the time that it would take to put into it, because I don't have moderators. It would just be me. But anyway, let me know what you think, and maybe we can start moving in that direction. That takes me to what's in my bags now. First thing I'm going to go to is, remember this bag, this beautiful bag from Steel City Stitchers, the New York City winter skyline. And if you'll remember, I had my crochet rabbit hole. It's a hashtag, and I don't remember. I think I heard that Sue from Legacy Knits started it. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, I seem to have lost my hook. This is how far I've got on that. If you'll remember, last podcast, my main or my original square was this neon stuff, and I just didn't like that as being the main square. So I ripped that all out and I started again. I'm a little happier with it now. I kind of wish it didn't hit here and it was more up here, but I've got to go with it. I can't keep ripping it out. I think in the end, it's going to be so pretty with all the different colors that I'm not even going to know that that is there. But isn't that gorgeous? I really am enjoying. Now I am enjoying this. This has my mojo. I mean, I try to save this for the mindless knitting, to where we're sitting around with with the family, or I'm sitting with friends, or something that I don't have to do a lot of thinking. This is what I usually try to pick up. Haven't had a lot of time, as you can see, but anyway, that is what's in my bag. Then I have two baskets here, so they're not bags, but they're what we're gonna call bags. This is my Cozy Memories blanket. I've talked about it before, and I started it last January. And it has grown. I thought I was going to have it for my king size bed. It doesn't quite meet each side, and I'm definitely not going to do the length. So now I'm turning it into just a throw that is nice to cozy up under, just to watch TV or whatever. Anyway, it's not going to all fit in this frame. So I'm just going to show you the start of it. And you can see I've randomly placed bigger squares like that one right there. I'm actually doing the diamond shape, but same thing, same process, same stitches. But anyway, yep, that's my Cozy Memories blanket. And it's made with yarn from all over the world. And I've done yarn swaps. I've just met Instagram friends and we've started swapping. If anybody wants to swap, let me know. I just have to have time, because I don't have a lot of minis sitting waiting to ship out. I try to keep them on hand, but you know, if you're sending 10 minis at a time, that's a good bit of yarn. But anyway, that is my Cozy Memories blanket, knit from anything I've done in fingering weight. Scraps are in here, a friend's scraps are in here, and then, like I said, yarn swaps. If you're not doing a Cozy Memories blanket, you need to start one. They are the most fun to do. And the colors, I don't get anal about the colors. Some people do, and that's fine. It's whatever's your mojo. But I just like the patchworky quilt kind of effect. And it's a tedious thing. I would like to say this year I want to finish it. I don't know. I'll pick it up one night and I'll start doing some, and I'll get like 3 or 4 squares done. I'm like, okay, that's it. Every day I'm going to pick this up and do at least 2 squares. I can do that. And then I don't pick it up for another couple of weeks. So who knows? This but when it gets done, it'll be wonderful to have. Okay, now remember what I pulled out of baggage and put in my bags, even though it's in a basket as well, but it is typically in my bags. I'm excited about this. This was the Karma Throw, if you'll remember. And something that I had started years ago. So I will refresh your memory. It's a wrap, just wraps around you. And remember, I'm hoping it's just for around the house, fire pit weather, gardening walks, whatever. And so this was the one side, and then this is the middle that wraps around. And if you'll remember, I'd stopped right here and I had picked up. But look how far I've gotten. Maybe if I hold it up this way, you can see a little better. I've gotten 2 hearts done and some of the fingers of the hand. So it's getting there. I've got all of this little doodaddy stuff. So yeah, this is what I pick up in the evenings when my husband and I are sitting watching, most likely, Shark Tank. That's another story. Bless his heart. He likes to watch Shark Tank, so I like to knit. It works out fine for us. Anyway, that's in my bags. Now, I have one other thing that's in my bags, and it's really not about what's in my bag as much as, did I just mess up? I just moved my chair. I meant to move the pillow. As much as about the bag. This bag, well, I'll show you what's in it first. I'm kind of adapting 2 patterns into one. They're April showers, and I'm going to see if there's a picture here, because this is a paid for pattern, and I don't want to disrupt. Okay, here you go. I love these socks. I'm not using the flower on the heel so much on this as I am the cable down the side of the leg. So I'm using the cable for this, and this pattern is from the same lady. Her name is Diana Clinch, and I think it's Hippie Chick Knits. Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to put the heart. Can you see that? The heart on the heel. So that's what I'm doing. It'll be basically just vanilla sock, cable down the side, heart on the heel, and then some hearts across the toes. I'll show you the yarn, and I'll save the bag for last. I've started it with this, and it's just leftover knit picks, and you can't, it's so dark you can't see that I started the cable. Leftover knit picks from my Find Your Fade shawl. So that, and then it's going to be this. Can you see the, let me see, I want you to see the stellina in that. Yeah, there's a little bit of it. This is from the Lemonade Shop, and it's called Mermaid Tales. Her yarn is, I know I've used it before. You've seen me use chocolate frosting in my Find Your Fade shawl. Her yarn, I love it. I mean, it's just perfect. It feels great. Her dye is beautiful. It has no smell, which is a good thing, because sometimes you can get indie dyed yarn that's, needs washed good. And then my hearts are going to be, this is just going to be the cuff. This will be the sock, and then this will be the heart on my heel, and then the hearts across the toes. I guess I should come a little closer with that. And that is, I think this is left over from Knit Circus, a pair of socks I already knit. All of that I just showed you, the socks, is in this bag, which transitions me into Bag of Tricks. Ta-da! My very first project bag has that on the inside. Drawstring. Oh, I'm gonna have to get up so you can see this better. Look at those kitties. I'm so pleased. And you know what? I don't mind. I'm showing it close as well, because For all you sewists out there that are really great at this thing, feel free to critique me, because I'll take all the tips I can get. I know, you're probably saying, okay, we see it, get on with it. I'm just so proud of it. Trixie was good to me. We had fun together. It only took us about a morning. And this, meet Trixie. Remember, that's the name of my sewing machine. But I'm just so pleased with this. Now, not only do I want to knit and crochet all the time, now I'm going through my stash going, oh, this will make a cute bag. This will make a cute bag. And my daughter makes fun of me because she sees my tree full of bags like I need more, but you understand. You do need more. I mean, you got to. It's just so much fun to go pick out a different bag. And I tell you, you want to know what inspired this? I love Molly from A Homespun House, and I have wanted to get her bags for the longest time, and she had put on her Instagram some bags that she was making. And so I thought, okay, I'm watching for this. I am going to get one of those bags. So the day she put it up, she said they were in the shop, and I went. They had them. So I clicked on, had it in my cart, and by the time it sent me, no, that wasn't the one. The reason why it kicked it out, our cards had been compromised a while back. So they have like a check on them. And I don't know if it's because it was Germany. They checked it, they clicked it out until it could be verified. They removed whatever check they had on it. And I went back and she was sold out. And I was so sick. I knew she would be. I mean, really. So I thought, enough of this. I'm going to make me my own bag. Now, it's not nearly as cute as the fabric that Molly used. It's not nearly the size that she used. But I'm just tired of fighting for all these cute bags. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying. I am. If you makers out there, you put those bags up, I am going to try my level best to get them. But I was ticked. So I just went and I just made me a bag. I can do that. And here comes a Grandy wanting something, I'm sure. Yes? Do you need something? What do you need?
Mimi says it's not her turn, but our show's finished.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
But she said
It's your turn. Here we go again. I think we've been down this road together before, haven't we? They're in my room with the iPad and the TV, and so they're taking turns. Anyway, where was I? Oh, the bags. So I just made my own bag and had fun doing it, but I still want one of Molly's bags. Hopefully she'll make some more. I'm going to keep looking and trying. Anyway, so that's my bag of tricks. It's the only thing out of my bag of tricks because I haven't worked on my quilt any. I haven't sewn anything for my handmade closet. Going upstairs, baby. Now it's the other one. What, honey? Not right now. Anyway, let's go on to shopping bag. I have yarn ordered. It's not here. But one of the things I did get, this is exciting for me. Like I said, I paint by number. And I'll show you one that I'm working on now. This is what I'm working on now. It's just a winter scene. Snowman with a dog and 2 kids. Anyway, that's the one I'm making now. And I'll try to take some pictures of some of them just because you've asked. And I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to podcast in those areas. So I'll take some pictures at the end and kind of like do a slideshow for you. But knowing that this one is soon coming off the easel, I thought, well, I've got to be prepared. And I had some and I really I wasn't in the mood to paint those. So I ordered one. This kind of reminds me of spring, which I'm so ready for. Let me see if we can get a picture of this. It's poppies. Is it showing? Kind of hard to tell. But yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun to paint. I love paint by numbers. I've wanted to paint for years. And I would love to take my easel out and just paint in the garden, but I'm just not gifted like that. And I could take a class and learn, but I don't want to. I just put it this way. If I could take one class and learn, yeah, I might do that. But I think what I want to do, it would be an ordeal. It would be a lot of classes. I don't want to do that. So paint by number was my next choice. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. This was several years ago. I gave it a try. And I really, really loved it. So it's just something that I have sitting on my easel in my living room. And sometimes I'll sit down for days on end, day after day. And I can only paint a couple colors at a time, then they have to dry. But I could do that for 3 or 4 days in a row. And then I might not touch it for a month. But it's always there. And it's so much fun. And when I do scenic, like not holiday too, if I do holiday ones, they tend to push me to get them done quicker, or like a winter scene, that would push me to get it done in the winter. Summer maybe not so much. I probably do it year round. But anyway, that's in my shopping bag, and I think that's all that I have in my shopping bag. I'm trying to think. I've been really good as far as that. Oh, you know what, I think this fabric was in my shopping bag too, because I did go to Joann's one day and get some because I needed some. You know, it's like yarn, you need it. But anyway, and now let's move on to our prize bag. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Before we do that, let's do my tea bag. My tea bag today is Myers Lemon Tea. Myers Lemon Organic Tea by Davidson Teas. I got that, not this batch of tea bags, but my very first time of trying it. It came with a yarn swap of minis. Someone stuck it in. I don't remember who it was. But look at this teacup. Or it's a coffee mug. It is so cute. I will tell you the story behind this. I meant to tell you this the last podcast, and it slipped my mind. My daughter and my grandson were in a wedding. Oh, goodness, you talk about adorable. Anyway, that's a whole other story, but they were in a wedding, and at the reception, that I'd never seen this. You're probably all sitting there going, yeah, we've seen it a million times. They had like a mug tree, I guess, just a wooden tree with mugs, coffee mugs hanging all over it, and then they had a hot bar there where, and again, that may not even have been the name of it. It was coffee, hot tea, hot cocoa, and you would pick a mug from the tree, mug tree, and that was kind of like your favor that you took home with you. I thought that was the best idea. So my granddaughter picked this one out, and she's okay that I use it today. I think the one I picked out was just plain white. And the mug I was using last podcast was my other granddaughter's mug that she picked out. It was purple, purple. But I broke it. She doesn't know yet. I'm hoping, she's kind of forgetful. She's only 5. So I'm hoping that she never asks. And if she does, we can just brush it off with, I don't know where that is. So, but anyway, my tea bag, that's what's in my teacup, my tea bag. Remember this? We have a winner. Siri drew the number 17. And that was, let me read her name right. Keekee Lucy. Kiki Lucy 71. Shelly is your name. That is your Instagram name, because that's where I drew from. So Kiki Lucy 71. Shelly, this book will be coming to you. And I'll send some more goodies with it. But if you will direct message me your information of where you want it sent to, I will get this in the mail to you. That's exciting. I'm really glad that I'm doing this because it is so motivating to me to get my house cleaned out. I'm enjoying this. As a matter of fact, I had someone even message me and said they would like to contribute books from their library too. gently used books that they're just not using anymore. She was inspired. She said, I would just like to clean out my library too, and I can pass this stuff on to people who would enjoy it. So that's exciting. We'll even have more prizes to give away soon. So this is coming your way, Shelly, soon. As soon as I get your information, I will get it in the mail to you. And I have a few other goodies that, like I said, to put with it. Takes me on to the next. This is the one I pulled for the next giveaway. It's in my library, and I looked through it. There is one pattern I do want to knit. So I'm going to it won't take me long. I'm going to knit this one, Hidden Treasures. I think that is so pretty for winter, and it has a little pocket. Let me see if I can show you. Well, you can't see very well. Right there, there's a hidden pocket where she's getting ready to, the light's hitting it. Anyway, trust me, there's a hidden pocket to where, you know what, if you're in the shopping, you can just stick your money or your phone or whatever in there. I wanted to make that. I thought that'd be cute. So I'm going to make it really quickly and before I get the book out. See, I think it's chunky yarn. It won't take long. It won't take long at all. But anyway, so this will be the next book for our giveaway, Cowgirls. So be thinking, help me think up a good giveaway for this. Something a little bit more exciting. You all have passed on some good ideas, but I think it all involves a Ravelry group. I think I'm going to have to do a Ravelry group. Pretty sure. Anyway, we got a prize bag going out, and we got a new prize bag started. So this will be coming someone's way shortly. Well, I think that's it as far as all of my crafting goes. Happenings around the cottage. One of the things I'm kind of doing is, as I've discussed about cleaning out and decluttering, I'm trying to get more organized. So I went and bought 2 of these moleskin books to kind of keep things. For instance, what drove me to do this is the socks that just came off, my little Bobbins Knits Christmas Eve socks cast on. I'd started the one, finished it, put it down, and got busy doing other things, and it was like a week or 2 before I got back, and I couldn't remember. I really had to rack my brain and study the socks, just because I knew I'd pieced the toe together, and I finally figured it out, and I thought, enough of this. I'm going to have a book. I'm going to start a notebook that just has, like, when I start a pair of socks, I'm going to start writing everything down that I did with it, so that I remember if it gets laid aside and before the second sock gets started. So that's what mode I thought, okay, we're going to do that. Then I thought, okay, because they came 2 to a pack. I thought, okay, I'm going to put my dream knitting, list my dream knitting in it. Knitting plans, I think is what I put it in here. And then my stash, yardage in, yardage out. I really want to keep track of that this year. So, I say I really want to keep track of it, but you know what? I've only put one thing in here. I've got to get that Find Your Fade shawl in here and those socks. So, little things like this. I love notebooks. I love pens and pencils and notebooks. I like school supplies, all that stuff. But this is really going to help me, I think. Keep my knitting organized, my crafting. There's enough pages in here to section it off. My sewing, maybe, all of my little crafting. I want to be better organized. So that is one of the things I'm doing. Thought I would just pass that on to you. We have birthdays this week. My daughter turns 30. My baby turns 30. And then her baby turns 3 the day after. So we have 2 big birthdays this week that our family is going to be celebrating. Valentine's Day will be happening before I podcast again. So that's exciting. My 7-year-old granddaughter is really into that. We're trying to, she's already started making people gifts and giving them because she just can't wait. She's a lot like me in that way. But yeah, that's going to be happening. I think that's about it. Gardening season's going to be starting up. All the, the tulips might be, but the daffodils are starting. Mine have buds on them. My neighbor down the street, she has more sunshine, and hers are already blooming. So I was out there looking yesterday, and I even have daylilies starting to spread to come up through the ground, the green. Hydrangeas have got little green nodes on them. And I know it's early. We're probably going to have some 30-degree weather, but I've looked the 15-day forecast and there's no snow. And it's really 40s, 50s, 60s, a couple 70s in there. I don't think we'll get any more snow now. I think we're over the winter hump. I love snow. December and January, it could snow every day and I would be thrilled to death. Even November, I'll take it. February, I'm starting to get over winter. And I usually give it to about the 7th or 8th because we've had a lot of snowstorms around my daughter's birthday down through the years of like third graders stuck at your home with a birthday party. Squealing, screaming, rowdy third graders stuck at your home because a snowstorm hit. Oh, the memories. But so I know we've had quite a few storms or snow. We call them storms. You all would probably call them a dusting, but we've had a good bit of snow in February. So I'm hoping now we're finished because I am getting the itch. Oh, am I getting the itch? I want to get out there, start turning that soil, start buying the seeds, start doing all the fun things. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. But yeah, I think that's about it. Can't think of anything else. So thank you so much for sticking with it. I hope it's been enjoyable to you. It's been fun for me. I really enjoy doing this. I love all the feedback. I'm serious. I feel like it's family. I never would have thought it was this much fun. I'd talked to other podcasters and they're like, yeah, do it. It's fun. And I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm going to give it a try. And it's been so much more than I ever thought. So thank you for sticking with it. Thank you for returning. And then we'll see you next time. It looks like that's another podcast in the bag. So remember, live and let live. And in all you do, take it one stitch at a time. Bye.